Alfonso. Alfonso is widely considered the king of mangoes, a title it has held for centuries across South Asia and among mango lovers around the world. It originates from the Konkan coast of India, particularly the Ratnagiri and Devgad regions of Maharashtra, where the combination of coastal climate, laterite soil, and sea breeze creates growing conditions that cannot be fully replicated elsewhere. The fruit is small to medium in size, with a deep golden yellow skin when ripe and almost no fibrous texture inside. The flesh is exceptionally smooth, dense, and intensely sweet, with a floral, almost honey-like richness that sets it apart from every other variety. It has a very short season, appearing for only a few weeks between April and June, which adds to its desirability and premium price. Hayden. Hayden was the first named mango variety developed in the United States and served as the parent for many of the commercial mango varieties that followed it. It was cultivated in Florida in the early 20th century by Captain John Hayden, who grew it from a seed of the Mulgoba variety brought from India. The fruit is large and oval, with a vibrant red and yellow skin that makes it one of the most visually striking mangoes available. The flesh is deep yellow, firm, and moderately fibrous, with a sweet, rich flavor and a slight tartness near the skin. Hayden was the dominant commercial mango in Florida for decades before newer varieties with longer shelf lives began to take its place in the market. Tommy Atkins. Tommy Atkins is the most commercially traded mango in the world, which is somewhat ironic given that it is rarely considered the best tasting. It originated in Florida in the 1940s and quickly became the dominant export variety because of its thick skin, long shelf life, and ability to withstand the bruising and handling of international shipping. The fruit is large and oval, with a deep red blush over a yellow-green base, making it visually appealing on supermarket shelves. The flesh is firm and fibrous, with a mildly sweet flavor that lacks the complexity of premium varieties. Most people in North America and Europe who have eaten a mango from a grocery store have almost certainly eaten a Tommy Atkins without knowing its name. Ataulfo. Ataulfo is a Mexican mango variety that has built a devoted following in North America for its exceptionally smooth, fiberless flesh and intensely sweet, buttery flavor. It is smaller than most commercial mangoes, with a slim, oblong shape and a bright golden yellow skin that wrinkles slightly when the fruit reaches peak ripeness. That slight wrinkling is actually a sign that the sugars have fully concentrated, and many experienced mango eaters wait for this stage before eating. The seed inside is unusually thin and flat, which means there is significantly more flesh per fruit than in larger varieties. It is sometimes called the honey mango or champagne mango in North American markets, and is one of the few varieties that has genuinely challenged Tommy Atkins for mainstream popularity. Keitt. Keitt is a large oval mango that originated in Florida in the 1940s and is now grown extensively in Mexico, Peru, and Ecuador for export to international markets. It has a dark green skin with a slight red blush that does not turn fully yellow even when completely ripe, which can make it difficult for consumers to judge its readiness by color alone. The flesh is deep yellow, very juicy, and nearly fibrous, with a rich, full sweetness and a pleasant, mild acidity that balances it well. Keitt is considered one of the better-tasting commercial varieties available in supermarkets and is particularly popular in Europe and Latin America. Its large size and generous amount of flesh make it a practical and satisfying choice. Keat. Keat is one of the largest mango varieties available and stays green even when completely ripe, which consistently surprises consumers who associate ripeness with a yellow or red color. It originated in Florida in the early 20th century and is now widely grown in Mexico and parts of Africa. The flesh is bright yellow, smooth, nearly fibrous, and very juicy, with a mild, sweet flavor that is lighter and less intense than varieties like Alfonso or Ataulfo. One of Keat's most practical qualities is its extremely long season, which extends until late summer and fall when most other mango varieties have already finished. This makes it especially valuable to markets that want to extend mango availability across a longer portion of the year. Francis. Francis is a Haitian mango variety that is beloved locally and has developed a following in Caribbean communities and specialty markets in North America. The fruit has an elongated, slightly flattened S shape that makes it immediately recognizable among other varieties. The skin is golden yellow with green shoulders that fade as the mango ripens, and the flesh inside is pale yellow, soft, and moderately fibrous with a very sweet, complex flavor that carries floral and peach-like undertones. Francis mangoes are harvested by hand and typically sold in local markets rather than large retail chains because their delicate skin does not handle extended transport well. They are at their best eaten fresh and ripe straight from the fruit. Kesar. Kesar is an Indian mango variety grown primarily in the Gir region of Gujarat and is often called the Queen of Mangoes, a title that reflects its importance in Western India as Alfonso dominates the national conversation. The fruit is medium-sized with a rounded oval shape and a greenish-yellow skin that develops orange patches when ripe. The flesh is deep orange, smooth, and almost completely fibrous, with a rich sweetness and a distinctive, earthy depth that makes it different from the brighter, more floral sweetness of Alfonso. Kesar is particularly prized for making amras, a thick, sweetened mango pulp eaten with flatbread, which is a traditional dish in Gujarati and Rajasthani cuisine. It also holds a geographical indication tag in India, protecting its regional identity. Dasheri. Dasheri is a mango variety from the northern Indian state of Uttar Pradesh, particularly associated with the Malihabad region near Lucknow, which produces some of the largest mango orchards in the world. The fruit is long and slender, with a thin, pale green to yellow skin and flesh that is smooth, fiberless, and intensely aromatic. The flavor is sweet, with a mild tanginess and a very distinctive fragrance that makes a ripe dasheri detectable almost before it is seen. It ripens in June and July and is one of the most popular varieties in northern India during summer. Dasheri trees are known for their longevity and productivity, with some orchards containing trees that are well over a century old and still bearing fruit each season. Langra. Langra is another celebrated North Indian mango that is particularly popular in the states of Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, and West Bengal. Its name translates roughly to lame in Hindi, a reference to the legend that it was first cultivated by a man who walked with a limp in the holy city of Varanasi. The fruit stays green even when completely ripe, similar to Keat, and has a thin skin that requires careful handling. The flesh is pale yellow, soft, and very juicy, with a complex sweet-sour balance and a strong, distinctive aroma. Langra is considered one of the most flavorful Indian varieties and commands high prices during its short July season. It is best eaten chilled and fresh, as its delicate flesh does not process or preserve well as firmer varieties. Palmer is a large Brazilian mango variety that has become an important export fruit, particularly to European markets. It is one of the last varieties to ripen in the season, making it commercially valuable as a late-season option. The fruit is very large and elongated with a deep purple-red skin that remains colorful even when completely ripe, giving it strong visual appeal on retail shelves. The flesh is firm, juicy, and only slightly fibrous, with a mild, sweet flavor that is pleasant but not particularly complex compared to premium varieties. Brazil's tropical climate and large-scale agricultural infrastructure have made it a major producer of Palmer mangoes, and the variety now accounts for a significant share of mangoes exported from South America to Europe each year. Carabao. Carabao is the national fruit of the Philippines and holds the Guinness World Record for the sweetest mango variety in the world. It is a small to medium-sized fruit with a thin, pale yellow skin and flesh that is exceptionally smooth, almost completely fiberless, and extraordinarily sweet, with a clean, bright flavor and very little acidity. The variety is named after the Carabao, the water buffalo that is a national symbol of the Philippines, and has been cultivated in the country for centuries. Philippine Carabao mangoes are most prized when grown in the Guimaras province, where the volcanic soil and climate produce fruit of exceptional quality. They are eaten fresh, dried into the popular Philippine dried mango snack, or blended into juices and desserts. Namdakmai. Namdakmai is Thailand's most prized mango variety and one of the most important export mangoes from Southeast Asia. The name means flower nectar in Thai, a reference to the extraordinary sweetness and fragrance of the ripe fruit. It is long and slender, with a smooth, pale yellow skin and flesh that is soft, fiberless, and intensely aromatic, with a rich, honeyed sweetness and almost no tartness. It is the mango traditionally served with sticky rice and coconut milk in the classic Thai desert that has become recognized far beyond Thailand's borders. Namdok Mai trees produce 2 crops per year in Thailand, and the fruit is exported fresh to markets across Asia, the Middle East, and increasingly to specialty stores in Europe and North America.